Welcome back to my Creative Chronic Life, and today I am back with a planner update for 2026. We have a little cute Aura Estelle pack. I haven't decided if I want to keep this in here yet or not, but for now it's going to do the job. So we have our little Aura Estelle cloud. I think it's an A6 size. And it's beautiful. I've decorated it like this at the front, and then this is the back. It's got a little zip at the back. This is something you can pop in your handbag and take with you on the go. Now, I didn't actually do a kind of setup, anything like that, which is why I decided to show you today. So we'll start off with this side. I decided that I wanted to really jump into the theme of butterflies / purples and pinks, because the Josephine Bow advent calendar was almost like a secret garden, and it was gorgeous, absolutely stunning. So I decided that this side I was going to use some leftover items. We've got some planner magnets, I think they are charms. It says please don't touch my planner. We have some vellum and acetate. I decorated here with some leftover. These are from Little Bloom Paris. She always sends her stickers in this kind of envelope, and I just cut that up as some decoration. This is a beautiful paper clip, but I love having it in here. And again, I decided to add a pink rose, and this is from Color Cafe. I added some washi tape and then this beautiful white lace, and added some more of this Little Bloom papery cardstock behind. I love it. We have washi tape here, so a little bit of pinks and purples in there, some silver as well. And then we'll start off here. This is from the 2025 Advent, Josephine Bow Designs Advent, and like I said, it was almost like secret garden theme with butterflies. We've got a little butterfly here, and then it says this planner belongs to Nina. We have these beautiful bows. This is a 6-month planner, by the way. We have these beautiful butterflies, which are like tabs as well, and I really leaned into that. Here I decided to use some leftover acetate, and again this butterfly paper clip, which I think is gorgeous. We start off with our 2026 motif, and then we've got word of the year, which is equanimity. I decided that this was a 2025 planner, so I reused it for 2026. I purchased it from a friend on a D-stash, and I love the size of it, and this is going to be my health planner. So I printed out a lot of these things and recovered some items. This washi tape is from Josephine Bow Designs. We've got a 2026 calendar and then a 2026 block year planner. We have our January to June daily trackers, and I am currently tracking gratitude for the month of January. It could just be one word. We're on the 9th at the moment, so I need to go back in. And again, Josephine Bow Designs washi tape. I then decided to decorate this page. It was like a double page that was blank, so I decided to create this myself. Added a fashion girl, some floral elements, and then added a quote. It says, equanimity, a calm, steady state of mind, especially in difficult situations. Equanimity is meeting what is without losing myself. I felt like this is my word of the year, which is very important. Having a double page to kind of flip through and remind myself of that. We then have our annual goals, and overall this is my health planner. So we have health overall, trying my best to carb count and to be healthy as possible. Weight loss is something that I have struggled with, but I'm not going to talk too much about on this channel. So it's just about physio, carb counting, eating regular meals. Sleep routine, I think I wanted to really focus on 8 hours of sleep and having a bedtime routine. I wanted to journal and gratitude each day, not necessarily in this planner, but in my other planner for sure. Eating carb counting is especially important for diabetes, so just trying to hone in on that and making sure I'm not estimating. Time management is trying to get up early, plan my days, be constructive, get some fresh air, be ready for the day, that type of thing. Organization is currently I wanted to clean my bedroom, sell items and declutter. So I've got a lot of items that need selling and I just haven't had the opportunity to decide A, how much they're going to cost, and B, try to figure that process out. And then the rest is self-care, like getting dressed, putting makeup on, not just because I'm going out, just generally because I feel like it. We have a blank page here which I've not decided if I want to decorate again, but I can always come back to that. And then quarter one, so again it might be a bit repetitive because currently I'm just trying to cut them down into like 3 items. So carb counts, sleep health and declutter. And then we have our quarter one goals and then quarter one and our goals, but I thought it was repetitive, so I've left it blank at the moment. And then we start off with our tracker, which I've just wanted to track sleep, caffeine, water, vitamins, self-care, AM and PM, reading, whether it's audiobook or normal, planning, daily journal and movement. I do need to go back and fill this in. I've just not had the opportunity. So it means I can hone in on what I want to track each month, and I love the fact that I don't need to do this separately. So that takes us all the way up until here. And then we have a monthly section, which I decided that because I've already got a tracker, I don't really want to track something different. So I thought I would track my cycle. I am currently on the mini pill because I'm waiting for surgery for having some really large cysts removed on my right ovary and my left. So I've been put on the pill, so I'm not necessarily having a period, but I want to track whether I've got cravings, cramping, spotting, that type of thing. So just generally any changes that I notice. So it's all in one place. And then I printed these out myself, and this is like a blood sugar log. So what a weekly blood sugar would be, I need to go back because I have an app for it and kind of focus on adding that in there so I can look back at the days and see what was different or what needed to change. So the focus for January is daily carb counting. Focus is insulin and pre-bolus because I've changed my regime with my diabetic now, so we're just trying to figure that out. And then focus on meal prep. Pretty much this week we did a couple of days of meal prep from January the 1st, and then about just around after my birthday, kind of meal prep went back out the window again. But as I'm filming this, meal prep is back in action. This is my January monthly section. I decorated it with leftover stickers. This is my rule for this planner, is use what I have already. I don't need to purchase anything else. I do need some date dots, desperately, which I've ordered from Little Bloom Papery, and some weekday covers, which I would do generally every year anyway. And they pretty much lasted me all year long. So I decided to use leftover stickers, washi, whatever I had, and I think it turned out beautiful. Haven't done any tracking as yet. I'm not sure what to track. I'm confused by it. Do I just write, because I've got a journal section, gratitude section, but just write what happened, appointments, things like that. Not sure. If you have any ideas, let me know. And then we've got our habit tracker, which I'm mainly using for like medications. I've got a lot of things I have to keep on top of and a lot of things I have to do, and sometimes they're not necessarily daily things that I need to do, but having a space to be able to track them and to make sure, for example, the mini pill I take every single day, I've got an alarm for it, but checking my blood pressure I don't have an alarm for, but I would like to do that a little bit more often, just because of like headaches and things like that. So that's something that I need to focus more on, even though I now have a watch to be able to do it. So I have tracked, I just need to pop the information in here. Again, a blood pressure checker. And then that brings us to the first week of January, which is up until the 4th. And I just wrote total carb counts. And again, some days I did it, some days I didn't. And then we have a focus and then priorities, what I needed to finish. Didn't do the bedside table, did finish the planners, haven't finished my reading journal, did do the blog posts. And again, this is just because mentally and physically this is a health planner. But even though I've written blog posts on here that could be related to, i.e. social media, but it's something that I want to talk about health wise, so I popped it in here. And then we're tracking skincare, planning, organization, reading, journal, and Nintendo. Even though we are tracking reading on this section, I wanted to do it here as well, just to maybe log how many hours, how much I've read, that type of thing. It's separate to my reading journal, so there might be some repetition somewhere, but I needed somewhere to add some basic items. I decorated this with the advent kit from Josephine Bow Designs, and I think it looks really cute. And then that brings us into our daily days, and I haven't filled it a lot because I wasn't quite sure what to do. I then changed out the journaling to my other journal, which is my everyday one, and I've pretty much left the rest blank. This is the week we're in now. I fell off straight away, and that is because after my birthday, which was on the 3rd, I just didn't feel the best, and I wasn't quite sure what it was, but I'm still going to try and go back in and fill what I can, because I do track on my phone majority of it. And then we have our daily sections. I may not use the daily sections for anything, we'll see, maybe a later day, I'm not quite sure. But then we just go back into our monthly routines, and this is a 6-month planner. And at the back we have, let me just pop this in here. At the back we have a mood tracker, a skincare tracker, and then we have a period tracker and a weight tracker. So of course I'm having no periods currently, so at the moment they'll just be black pretty much. But once I come off the pill, and then I'll start to be able to see and be able to track. And then weight as well, that's something that I wanted to track. Again, I don't want to talk about that much on this channel here, but I do want to talk about the mood tracker. The mood tracker, we're going to be tracking happy, good, productive, average, sad, nervous, exhausted, bored, angry, sick, and bad. So again, I'm going to go back in and fill that in. And same with skincare, which is pretty much yes, no. Did I do my skincare today? Yes or no. And I don't mean skincare as in did I wash my face? Yes, I did. But what I mean by skincare is, did I do the steps that I take in the morning and evening? Moisturize? Did I put vitamin C oil on? Did I do, my actual medication for my skincare? Did I put my eczema cream on? The little things like that. That's what I mean by skincare. So if I've done a deep morning or afternoon, even once a day, I will mark it down as a yes. If I don't do it once a day or don't do it at all, it's marked down as a no. And then here it's just writing down just little bits about spending, but I decided to turn that into my everyday carry-on planner. And then we've got some blank pages which I've just done some pen swatches on, my Twisby fountain pen, the Quaker fountain pen, Pentel cleaner, and the gel blacking, which is what I'm using, and then a Uniborn pin which is in blank ink. And again, you can see no bleed through, which is what I love about this paper too. So that is my 2026 health planner. I hope you've enjoyed this little flip through and update. I do apologize for not filming it because I just needed that time to be able to do for myself. And it's not that it's pressure for filming, it never is, but I just always seemed like I'm going to worry that I make mistakes. But the fact that I did it off camera, like, it's not 100% perfect, and that's okay, and I don't mind that. It did take the pressure off myself, like the kind of pressure that's not really there, but I managed to do this over a couple of days, and that's what filming makes a big difference with. When you're filming, it's a push to try and get it done because of lighting, because of daytime, because of feeling tired, whereas this I was able to do on an evening every so often, whether it was 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and over the course of a couple of weeks I managed to get it done. And that for me, I felt better that way, and I thought I would always come back on and share with you a flip through of kind of currently what I've got. So this is my 2026 health planner. Like I said, majority of the idea and theme based is from Josephine Bow Designs. I do have a advent unboxing, so you'll be able to see a lot of these things that are in this planner on them videos. So if you are curious and want to see, I'll link them in the description box below. Of course, if you have any questions, or if you want to share anything, what type of planner you're using, or if you've got more than one planner, if you have any ideas for tracking other items or filling in the blank spaces, do let me know in the comment box below. Hope you've all had a wonderful holidays, time off, families, relaxation, and I hope you all had a wonderful happy new year. And I guess we're all back into the kind of normal weekly routine. Here in the UK we've had snow. Where I am specifically, not so much, which is good for me because it means that my wheelchair isn't going to get stuck. But for others, I know going to work and back is a lot more difficult. So wherever you are, I hope you're staying safe and warm. Well, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.